of the primitive pharynx. As we discussed earlier, it is the cranial most part of the primitive foregut. It is a funnel-shaped structure. This is the coronal section. Now this is the lateral view. There are two bulgings. There is no pharyngeal arch. We cut this section and see. This is a funnel shape. It is wider cranially. This is the cranial region. And this is the chorda. In the future, this part becomes the esophagus. So, it is a funnel-shaped structure. It is compressed dorsoventrally. If you cut the transverse section, it is compressed dorsoventrally. It has the roof. This is the roof, floor, and two lateral walls. These are the two lateral walls of the primitive pharynx. As we know, the gut is endodermal lining, so the primitive pharynx also has endodermal lining. Before the formation of the pharyngeal apparatus, if we cut the coronal section, there this diagram. Now this is the primitive pharynx. If you cut, this is the flow of the primitive pharynx. Now this lateral wall of the primitive pharynx, it is lined by, first of all, outer side, it is the surface ectoderm. It is the ectoderm layer. Then it is the innermost layer. It is the lining of this primitive pharynx, that is endoderm. So it is the endoderm. It is the innermost. Endoderm is the innermost, and the ectoderm, it is the outermost layer. And between these two layers, it is the mesenchyme. This mesenchyme it is the intraembryonic mesoderm. Intraembryonic mesoderm. This is the intraembryonic mesoderm, that is known as the mesenchyme. So, before the formation of the pharyngeal apparatus, this represents the lateral wall of the primitive pharynx. It is lined outside to inside by the ectoderm, mesoderm, and the endoderm. And this cranial end, this membrane, it is the buccopharyngeal membrane. So, at this region, neck is not formed. If you see, before the formation of the pharyngeal apparatus, before the 4th week, the two bulgings are very close to each other. That is the developing brain and the pericardial cavity. No neck is formed. Now, it begins the formation of the neck. And this neck is formed, the formation of mesenchymal bars in the lateral wall of the pharynx. Mesenchymal bars means there is the thickening of this intraembryonic mesoderm. This thickening, morphologically, they are 6 in numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cranially to caudally. And and this thickening are known as the mesenchymal bars. They are initially present in the lateral wall of the primitive pharynx. Compare this diagram to this diagram. Here is the smooth mesenchyme. Now there is the intermittent thickening of the mesenchyme, and they play important role in the formation of the neck. And the next point, that is the partially descent of this thoracic cavity. This is the brain and this is the thoracic cavity. Now this thoracic cavity here, and now this thickening, it is the pharyngeal arches. And this pericardial cavity descent. So there are two factors that play important role in the formation of the neck. That is the formation of the intermittent thickening is in this mesenchymal tissue, and that is known as the mesenchymal bars, and this becomes the pharyngeal arches. These are the pharyngeal arches. And the second, it is the descent of this thoracic cavity, or you can say there is extension of region between the thoracic cavity and stomodium. Stomodium, the distance between the stomodium and the thoracic cavity increases due to the descent of the thoracic cavity. So this is the importance of the pharyngeal arches. So now first, the pharyngeal arches. In this diagram, these thickening bar-like structures are the pharyngeal arches. These pharyngeal arches, as we know, it is outside lined by the ectoderm. This blue layer, it is the ectoderm. Inside, it is the endoderm. This is the endoderm lining. So each pharyngeal arch is lined externally by the ectoderm, that is the surface ectoderm, that is the skin, while inner side it is the wall of this primitive pharynx, that is the endoderm. In between these pharyngeal arches are present. Now, what are the pharyngeal arches? These pharyngeal arches are basic core of the mesenchymal tissue. As we discussed earlier, this mesenchymal tissue, it is the intraembryonic mesoderm. So it is a embryonic mesoderm tissue that are thickened to form the pharyngeal arches. Now, from where these tissue are coming? These mesenchymal tissue, or we can say this intraembryonic mesoderm, comes from paraxial mesoderm. Remember the term paraxial mesoderm. This paraxial mesoderm forms in the future muscles. Muscles are derived from these paraxial mesoderms. Now, this mesoderm also derived from the lateral plate mesoderm. And this lateral plate mesoderm in future forms the artery, that is known as the pharyngeal artery, and it is the neural crest cells. As we know, these neural crest cells undergoes EMT. EMT means epithelial to mesenchymal transformation. Basically, they are the ectodermal cells, neuroectodermal cells. Now they modify, change into the mesenchymal tissue. They have the property to differentiate into the mesenchymal tissue. And these neural crest cells in the future forms the skeletal element. Skeletal element, it forms the cartilage, bones of the face, head region. So this mesenchymal tissue that forms this thickening are derived from three sources. It is the paraxial mesoderm, Basically, these two are the part of the intra-embryonic mesoderm. That is the paraxial, intra-embryonic, and the lateral plate mesoderm. There is no intra-embryonic mesoderm here. It is the paraxial and the lateral plate mesoderm. And the next, it is the neural crest cells. And they, mesenchymal tissue, are pluripotent cells. This is the important point. Pluripotent cells. In the future, they form the muscles, form the vessels, form the bones. So, they are the pluripotent cells. Differentiate into the skeletal element, muscular element, and the vascular element. So, these are the pluripotent cells. Now, morphologically, in lower mammals, lower vertebra, they are 6 in number. They are counted cranially to caudally. This is the cranial side. Now this buccopharyngeal membrane is ruptured. It is communicated with the stomodium. This is the stomodium, mouth. So they are first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth in pairs. They are present in the pairs. This is the first pair, second pair, third, and so on. But in the human beings, the fifth arch, that is why the fifth is missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6. Fifth arch either not formed or soon disappear after the formation. या तो बनता नहीं है या बनने के बाद वो जनरली डिजनरेट कर जाता है. So the fifth arch is missing in the human beings. So basically there are 5 pairs of the pharyngeal arches. First, second, third, fourth, and the 6th pharyngeal arches present in the human beings. This is an important point. Now, initially they are present in the lateral wall of the primitive pharynx. As we discussed earlier, the primitive pharynx, it is a funnel shaped. The funnel shaped structures, it has a roof, floor, and the lateral walls. Initially, they are present in the lateral wall. This thickening are present in the lateral wall. But with further development, they extend medially and towards the floor. This is the roof. It is the roof of the pharynx. So they extend towards medially on the floor of the primitive pharynx and fuse with the opposite side of the same number. Means if it is the third, then this is the third arch.